Let's go. Come, come. Come, come. Get to the bar. Order your drinks. Order your food. And I hope that last discussion about strictly broken TCG helped you to get ready to fill your bellies, to get some food. Go ahead and dial it in. Talk to our main man, Blank, the bartender. All right, we got good chicken tendies in the back, ready for you guys. Huh? And we got the best mango juice in all of Mango City. Now we're gonna get into is talking about world champions. Now, your boy Mango here was a world champion, 2014, 2015, My Little Pony champion. Hey, they could have asked me. They could have asked me to be in a panel, but I didn't want to show these guys up. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to show these guys up at all. Played my Pinkie Pie and Applejack deck. Yeah, I dominated. Dominated for 2 years running. Nobody could beat me. I solved a lot of problems. We solved a lot of problems. But with that being said, let's get into some world champion discussion, huh? Listen to what they got to say. You might get there someday.
So what's up, guys? So we've got the 2018 Premium World Champion Collin Lai here for an interview. Okay, is there anything you want to start off with?
Collin Lai, Hawaii, the Mega Colony player, World Champion 2018, Premium.
Nice. So let's start off the interview. So how did it feel to be a world champion?
Feels a little surreal for me, especially playing Mega Colony.
Mm-hmm.
But that was me playing anti to what everybody would play, what I predicted playing.
Mega Colony was a really good choice, especially because wasn't it like an Ezel meta at the time? Also, no Life King?
Yes, so in the matchup, I only played Ezel and no Life King.
Nice. So, what drives your competitiveness?
I think, my drive was just playing and just winning like anyone. Everyone wants to. It's the mentality, Asian mentality. Gotta win.
Gotta win, nice.
There is no effort. There is only victory.
So, do you play any clans that are meta in the moment, or do you have a dedication to a specific clan?
Dedication to Mega Colony. I could play other clans. Probably like
Really?
Godfist with those fronts.
So, since you like Mega Colony, was that one of the main reasons you ended up choosing it for when you took it to Worlds? Is one of your favorite clans?
Yeah. Like I had on hand Ezel, and I had one hand on Mega Colony. I brought them both and myself and the clan.
So about locals?
Locals? Yeah, you used to be me playing Megos.
Nice. So, what was the experience like going to the event? So, Worlds. Like, did you have any, like, pre-game rituals or lucky charms?
So my experience going to Worlds?
Yeah, like, when you were prepping.
The experience, yeah, it's overwhelming. And then pre-game ritual, I guess, is being the Helix Fossil.
Helix Fossil.
When I make Cardfight.
Nice. So, if you could choose one word to describe yourself in Vanguard, what would you choose?
If I had to describe myself as one word, gaming.
Memeing? Oh. So, do you have any last remarks you want to say?
The team channel, Infinity Cerulean. The contents are small, now, but trying to slowly put out content. But this pandemic, part two.
Okay, so I guess that concludes it for our interview. Okay, thank you, Collin Lai, for interviewing. And hope to see you at Worlds, whenever we come back to it.
What's up, guys? And I hope you all are enjoying the con right now. We are actually going to be talking with the World Champions of 2017 and 2018. How about we just let them introduce themselves? So let's start off with Jesus. What's up, man?
Hi, how are you? So here is Jesus. I'm the champion from 2017. Use blasters and also recognized. I am, well, how do you say this? I'm auto-proclaimed the most handsome champion in Cardfight Vanguard ever.
Ooh, man. Let's see if Nuno has anything to say about that. How's it going, Nuno Raimundo?
Hello, I'm Nuno Raimundo, won World 2019 standard format with Silverthorn. Well, about Jesus' self-proclamation, well, someone proclaimed me as the second one, so I'm not too sad about that, but I'll not argue with it. Let's say it. It's fine.
It's a good rivalry.
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
Guys, I'm gonna be honest, guys. We're not expecting a card fight happening here, but like that would have been cool. Decide who's the best all around.
Yeah. I mean, I lost in top 4 in these Worlds and he won, so. And 3 years is a lot of time. I could have gotten better, but let's see.
Yeah, you were actually 3rd place in 2017, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Oh man.
Yes, correct. I met awesome. Jesus there. We said to each other we'll meet in the finals, and I failed.
Oof.
Not good. Not good.
Your heart wasn't.
You don't remember saying it to me. You don't remember saying it to me, or do you?
Yeah.
No.
It's just that. Know what?
I'm saying, like, I'm asking you if you remember, because you told me we'll meet in finals, and then I failed. And that's.
Oh, come on, get in the tail.
That's quite
sad.
sad.
Standing there. Yeah, it's just that I wanted. Hank was the only one who beat me during series rounds.
Oh, really? I didn't know about that.
I mean, I was so happy with that tournament because the only one who beat me during rounds was Hank, and I got my revenge. And I beat him. I beat him in the way that I could not win the game when we played, because during rounds we were playing and everything. And I attacked with my guns a lot. My deck was full of triggers, and I only needed one. I drove nothing. So I guess that was the karmatic thing. I mean, the karmatic charge of my triggers were like, okay, during the finals, 4 triggers myself.
Ah, yes. Yeah. We'll actually
get to that. It was like a crit and kneel and the stands that you checked, and Hank was like, oh my god, no.
Yeah, no, I mean, during the turn, I was thinking of how I was going to survive the next turn, and as the triggers were revealing, well, oh, nice, I can trigger. I have another G guard, and I have the PG in my hand. I'm like, oh, nice, I could trigger. So here, oh, nice, another. Oh, okay, the stand trigger. Okay, let's see what happens.
I was actually going to get to that question right away. Oh man, okay, no worries. So guys, my first question to you guys is, how did you guys feel about being world champions? I know this is like a general question, but like when you guys won, when the event was all over, and like you took in it, like what were your reactions at that moment? You guys can choose whoever wants to start.
I'll let Jesus start since it's 2017 and 2019, so we kind of go that way.
Ah, okay.
Since I've been playing Vanguard for so long, I mean, since it started, almost since it started in Japan, because I could play it online, I have to say it felt like finally, you know? I mean, I have always... Yeah, I have always thought like, okay, I'm the best, and I'm good at this. I have what it takes to be world champion. And after grinding and grinding, winning events in Mexico, like, and grinding, I was like, oh, come on, really? And I was like, okay, finally. It felt like such a relief, because it was like I knew it. And then the moment it really came to me was when we went out. Everybody went out, and do you remember where we went to have dinner, Nuno?
Yes.
We went to McDonald's. So the moment I took a bite from my burger was like, oh yes, this is what victory tastes like. So yeah, it's good. It's good. I think that being a world champion is not. I think it's not like I think it's not like in boxing, like or like wrestling, that world champion you have the belt, and because Vanguard does not have that system. However, I think it's like a level, like you start escalating into a ladder of what good of a player you are, and how highly you can rank yourself. Because I can't tell you, okay, I'm the best in the world now, but I'm one of the best players because I'm among those people who have reached that top. So as Raimundo, so that's good. I think that's something that can motivate other players. Like, okay, I'm winning locals, and then what's the next step? Okay, I'm winning locals. I'm trying to get top of my regionals. I'm trying to get like well, here in Mexico we only have one, so it's nationals. So then continentals, and then little by little, and I think that's what I enjoy the most about competing with card games.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. You said something about McDonald's. Was that where you filmed your deck profile for, I think, Cardfight Empire? I think.
The first deck profile that I did was at McDonald's.
Yeah. Okay. Was that the same McDonald's or no?
It was the same McDonald's. Everybody was starving. We were like, okay, what I want right now is a cheeseburger.
Yeah. After winning, it's like, yeah, can I just get a cheeseburger? That's what I need.
I needed cheeseburger, please.
So yeah, Nuno, how does it feel to be a world champion?
I believe in 2000, like I got, as you said, I got third in the year Jesus got first. Like in that year, it would have felt a lot different, to be honest, because after getting third in that Worlds, I just started the cycle of getting third always. Like, not in my locals, obviously, but like I went to Cologne and got third, and I went to London and got third. 2 different regionals, and third place in both. I was like, what the hell? I was starting to get like, okay, many people were telling me it's a good result, and as I told them, it's a good result. I know it is. 2 bronze coins is always beautiful to get, but like, I really wanted to start like to grind it up to the next level. So in Worlds, I was like, I obviously had to pay for my trip because I got third. So I was like, I only did that knowing that I was going there to win, or at least be close to it. I was like, in my mindset was like, okay, no, I need to make this worth it. I need to go, because for me in 2017, I won the regional in France, and I was really surprised when I won, not gonna lie, not because I didn't deserve it, but because I was not really in the mindset in the day. Only after I got like a couple of wins in rounds and Swiss, I got like, okay, no, I can win this, I will try. So when I got the paid trip to Worlds, it was different. Like, I wasn't that committed. Like, I was like, okay, I already got my trip, so I'll go to Japan, yeah, I'll see stuff, I'll sightsee and stuff, I'll play the Worlds and let's see how it is. But this time, I was like, really like, okay, no, I'm going there to win, and that's my goal, that's what I'm doing. And now going all the way to top 4, if you lose top 4, well, you can only get 3rd or 4th. So I was like, okay, I need to win this match and go to the finals. And it was against Toshikaze. It was against the guy who was undefeated in Swiss till the last round, and I was like, oh my god. Yeah, it was a hard game, it was recorded, and Toshikaze is really a counter to Silverthorn, kind of, because the rush it does could put you in a really bad position to not be able to recover the game, unlike Murakumo, where like it is stronger the game, but it doesn't do enough to push Silverthorn out of his comfort zone, I feel. This talking a bit about the decks of the meta. So yeah, after I won that, I was like really like shocked, because I was like, okay, what the fuck, I didn't lose. I am not getting 3rd for a 4th or 5th time in the row. What the hell? And I was like, really? So I was so relieved that I went to finals, and I played my best. I tried my best, and it worked. But for me, my really big victory there in the day was like passing through top 4, passing through the worst matchup, passing through like to the finals. after I won finals, I was obviously happy. I was like not processing everything well at the time, but now about being a world champion after this roller coaster of emotions, getting always third, but then winning, not even passing through second, is like I was happy, and I am happy that I felt like it was deserved. The games in the finals, many people told me it was really close, and it was like I went second when everyone was saying that standard was a go first format, and I went second all the games of my top 8. So I was always at that bit of advantage, not advantage, disadvantage. So I was like, it was harder, and like beating all that, beating going second, beating counters, beating all that really made it feel worth. And all I'm looking for is like already. So I'm one of the 2 persons, me and Simon, who won premium that are guaranteed in Worlds 2021, and I'm really looking forward to it. Quite sad that we don't have it this year. I would kind of like it with the standard meta right now. I'll be able to play Narukami, which is my main clan, and Vanquisher and all that. But like, I guess I'll just have to wait for whatever overdress will be and play it.
Yeah, you know, overall, like when I was looking at that 2019 battle, and I think 2018 too, like standard was very interesting of what we saw, because you expect something like kind of mainstream to be up there. Like they were the meta decks at the time, but like you would expect something main like Cowgirl, Aqua Force, Royals, and things like that. But we like in 2018 we had Great Nature. In your final match we had Murakumo versus Silverthorns, which I think was also another match in Japan that was literally the same finals kind of. But
the finals in Japan were Hungerblader, I believe.
Yeah, no, well, not at the not at that finals. The one where like you can get that special Dragonic Overlord card and things like that.
Yeah. I see. Yeah.
But I thought that was a very like interesting dynamic in standard. What's your opinion on standard, actually, Nuno, as of right now, with everything going on?
Like the meta, or like standard as a whole?
As a whole.
Or what will happen? As a whole, okay. So the purpose of V itself, like the reboot and stuff like that.
What's your opinion on it?
Okay, so like the reboots, I really never, and many arguments were like, oh, it's because of G power creep. Oh, it was because of nostalgia bait, whatever. I'm like, I don't really know why it was, but the gift mechanic, all I can say is, what did it bring into the game? The new shield power, and the new trigger power. So that's kind of like, you adjust the trigger power, you adjust the shield power, but that made trigger so much more relevant, and they still are more relevant than it were at times. I don't know if they wanted to to boost the trigger mechanic as itself, because at the end of G, triggers were more like, okay, did I see my L2 G guard? Did I see my, like, and there were also some stands that were like really broken, like the cat for Dark Irregulars. I believe, like the monochrome that would just shuffle itself back so many times. So they didn't want triggers. I think when they changed it was like, okay, I don't want triggers to like create infinite loops like the Referos did, like the Dark Irregulars cat didn't, but it was like you could loop him all over again. So I don't think they like that. So they changed it for vanilla triggers. My opinion on that is that like, it's whatever they want, but I think adding the extra power was necessary to keep triggers relevant, and then adding the extra shield, taking out stands was basically, stands were really the most abusable trigger. I mean, we had like 2 in the restriction list, I believe the Neonectar one as well. And about more of V, like the reboot and stuff like that, like the gift mechanic, for me was like, it has many flaws, like the one that goes first gets the gift first.
Yeah.
So it benefits the most. I will not say there's no difference in going first or second. Going first is always favored because of the gift mechanic. And I think that we'll need another mechanic for like to contradict that, like a mechanic that helps going second. Or the quick shield was a strong thing in that, okay, it's just a 5k shield, but if you hit your Great Researcher when you ride, it's a +1 card. It's a +1 Great 3 to hand. That can be a Number of Terror, can be a Percival, can be a really good card. That is really good. But I think more balance in like the going second mechanics will be what we need going forward. At least that's what I'm hoping for.
Okay. And Jesus, you were the champion of G era. We're now in like standard and premium. Which do you favor currently?
Like which one do I prefer from V or G?
Well, V and premium because like, it's kind of a curious question.
Which format, I believe?
Yeah.
It's just that they are so different. I like when V arrived because it felt like so fresh. Because everything was so degenerate. You know, everything was so abusable. Big combos, big strikes. Like it was like, oh my god, no, this was not Vanguard anymore. It felt like a coin toss. You know, I shred first, I win.
Yeah.
So when V started, was like I liked it at the beginning because it felt like good old Cardfight Vanguard. Like when even before Legion, you know, I'm talking about even before Limit Break. I mean, it felt just like that, and it felt like a new game with the new triggers, with with the need to memorize the new numbers, the new magic numbers, what to do. Like when you had to get used to playing Axel, playing Protect, playing. I mean, it was nice. I like that process. And then Premium still felt so strong, so degenerate that I didn't get to like it that much, to be honest. I have never played Premium.
You haven't?
I have Premium, but
Oh man, guys. I mean, I play premium and standard both. Like I enjoy both formats at times. Like there's times where I'm just like, yeah, I gotta play a premium game. You know, I gotta start thinking a bit.
I mean, I have been to tournaments, but I don't enjoy the fact that you can't. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of flashy combos that you can do in premium, but since there's no interaction between players, and sometimes you're sitting there while you see your opponent like making, as Nuno said, like loop after loop after loop, and then kill. It's like, okay, really? I think that if there were more interaction, if they created, it's just that I think they have forgotten about like right now they still have forgotten about the quick order cards. You know?
Yeah.
When I saw the quick shield and the ability to activate a spell during your opponent's turn, was like, oh, really? Is this interaction what I'm looking at? No, it was not. I was hoping that to happen when they introduced the quick shield, and it did not happen again. I mean, we only have the quick shield as the quick order. How do they call it? They call it quick, right?
Yeah, quick
Blitz order.
Blitz. Oh, yeah, Blitz order. And that was the only Blitz order that they have created, and it's like, I would have liked some kind of I don't know, like if it's general, you know, like remove one marker or reduce one critical or something more tactical. I don't know. I wish at some point Vanguard has that, because even though the concept of control deck exists, the concept of aggro deck exists, the concept of mid-range deck exists, the outlines of the game does not allow you to perform that well as a control deck or as a mid-range deck, because aggro is like still the best kind of deck that you can play, and it's seen with Luard or with what is the name of the Gurgit, which could be a mid-range deck, but still it aggroes the hell out of you.
Yeah. I kind of found that interesting that some of you guys don't play premium. Man. But as like I'm going forward, another question that was curious that we want to know was what drives your competitiveness. So is it just overall like doing better than you did before, the people that you fight, like what drives it?
Is this a question for who?
We can do Jesus first, and then
Exactly. I was just
okay. What drives my competitiveness? I think it's just myself. I have always loved cards. You know, I have played a lot. Card games, many card games. I love competing. I love the fact that with games in general, you just get better with time. I like the fact that this is not like a sport, you know. I mean, if I like to play, or if I played any sport as a hobby, after years, your body gets old, you get tired, you get outperformed by younger players or other stuff. So I don't like that thing of like going down. And I think that with games it's just quite the opposite. You just go up, just similar to chess players, poker players, which can perform and perform as for as long as they want. And I like that. And I like the fact that the more I compete and the more I play other games, the better I get at any other new game that I want to play. And I think that drives me to play with more people, to test myself, to test my skills, and to see if what I have learned is sufficient to still be a competent player whenever I play. And that's what I love. So yeah, I think that's what drives me. The fact that I can be the best at what I love.
Yeah. Awesome answer. Raimundo, what drives your competitiveness?
So same as Jesus in the first part of like I always loved cards. Before Vanguard I played Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic for like small time really, but when I saw Vanguard it was so fresh for me that I went into it. And on my competitive side it's like I always want to outperform myself in a way. Like when I played Yu-Gi-Oh! I also topped quite a few regionals, and then I hopped into Vanguard, and I'm just a competitive person myself, personally. Like, and it's like Jesus said, this game is so cool that you can be like playing and playing and playing and always getting better and never outperformed, like in sports, he said, by younger players who are just, okay, we are more fresh, so we will eventually outperform. You can just keep getting better. Like in chess is a game I also like a lot. So I was like, I felt when I look, and it's like chess but in cards, you know, that feeling like of just liking cards itself. It's just so good, like just so good. And I love learning new TCGs. I believe if you're good at the TCG, you will always bring that to other TCG, like the knowledge, not the exact same knowledge, but you will. There's also some patterns that you will understand in card value, how to play, and like the better you get at one, it's not like, okay, so now I stop playing this, I'm like, okay, I use this knowledge for nothing. No, if you change to other TCG, you'll actually have some of those principles from other TCG in card advantage, card resources, how to play around stuff from your opponent, which is actually useless in Vanguard, but okay. Like playing it around end traps in Yu-Gi-Oh! And then coming to Vanguard like, okay, you want to call 30 cards per turn? Please do so. Please do so. Please go ahead.
Yeah, please do so. You got this.
yeah, you got this, man. You're the man. Like, there's also one of the reasons I don't play Premium, but there's other one. And I guess basically that's what drives me, because after playing and getting better and just being able to, if I want to play other game, I can just shift the knowledge. It's just so good for me, and I want to like be at least decent at at most TCGs. So that really gives me a lot of joy and fun in playing.
Okay. Yeah, awesome answer. I actually was like thinking, because you guys both use chess as an example when explaining Vanguard. If you could like quickly describe Vanguard to other games you've played, what do you think they'll be? So like examples, people are talking about like what was it, like Yu-Gi-Oh, where there's like a sense of poker in it. Like, do you guys feel like there's any like risk games or like certain games like checkers, chess, poker, and things like that kind of like resemble Vanguard as a whole to you?
I think Vanguard. I think something I like about Vanguard, for the main three. Well, at least for us, the Bushera games, there are Shards, Just Deceased, Bodified.
Yeah.
Cardfight Vanguard. I think what I like about those three games, because I enjoy them a lot, is that they feel, well, especially Vishers and Vanguard, they feel authentic, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as you're playing them, they don't remind you of other game. you're playing Vanguard and that's it. And when you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh, the same. I mean, you don't. I have played a lot of games, and something that makes me stick to a game and keep a deck is like, okay, this game is authentic. I enjoy it because of all these special elements that it has. And I think Vanguard is that, you know, Cardfight Vanguard is Cardfight Vanguard. I can't use any other game as a reference because it's such an original game. It feels so different. I mean, the fact that there is no interaction, it's something that I might not enjoy a lot, but it's something unique to it. It's, well, maybe not unique to Vanguard, but it's one of the elements that you like. What I like about Vanguard the first time is that you only needed your deck and that's it. You know, you did not need dices, to be honest. You did not need like a calculator. You did not need counters, life counters, tokens. Well, at the beginning of Cardfight Vanguard, I like that. You know, I think that to make a comparison between Cardfight Vanguard to other games, I like to say that Cardfight Vanguard is one of the it's so cool and it has lasted throughout the years because it's original. That's how I feel.
Yeah, that's what I kind of liked about Vanguard too. Like how original it is. There, like, I think that's the best word to use. Like, I couldn't get into Magic the Gathering because like every other game had a mana system. I really dislike mana systems. It's my #1 pet peeve about most card games. But like Vanguard itself was just overall unique, and like Yu-Gi-Oh was too. It's just that Yu-Gi-Oh is very like it's kind of like a booby trap type of game. Like every step you take, you gotta see if your opponent does something about it.
Yeah.
And like in Vanguard, it's more like you're preparing and then you start, and then they can do something there. But you got to at least like lay out the
gave me
plan.
trust issues.
To me, just so like I can like say it out, I kind of felt a little bit of blackjack when I'm playing Vanguard because like I keep track of like trigger counts and like what's been revealed at the top of deck, and then like I kind of like put that in perspective. Like I put a sense of statistics into like my games because I do a lot of games where like I take the hit because I'm pretty sure you're not hitting a trigger. But like yeah, I just keep a count in my head and like an algorithm when I do it, and like I've done pretty good like that. But Raimundo, do you feel like there's any other games that kind of like fit into like the overall like Vanguard playstyle or Vanguard style of playing?
So, it's like you said, I play a lot of TCGs, like a big lot of them, like Dragon Ball, recent Digimon, Hearthstone. It's not a TCG, but I play it, and also Magic. So it's like I go to a store and a friend of mine asks to play Magic. So I spend, this is like imaginary scenario. I play all afternoon Magic. And then I leave the store and I want to play other game. Then let's imagine I get home and a friend calls me to play DBS. And I'm like, oh, mana system again, so fun. So hold that system of mana system. And then that's what it is to it about Vanguard. You can play Vanguard, it will just feel fresh. For me, playing Vanguard after playing any other TCG, it just feels so fresh. Like, it just feels so new. Like, it's not even like, it's just so different in that sense. And like, okay, this happened to me a lot. I'll go to a regional in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'll have to wait hours for my opponents to, okay, do you have a response? Oh no, I actually want a response to that. And like, that's a problem. Having to communicate with your opponent, like, it can be fun if both really know what they are doing. But like, if your opponent isn't really on the same level, it will just like stall the game out or make it the noise, and the game will just not be fun.
Yeah,
the game will just not be fun. So, and after I got home of my regional of Yu-Gi-Oh, like whether place I got, I'll just go to my PC, call my local community, like, anyone, please, anyone, let's do a game. Let's do a game. I want to forget about this day. I want to forget about all the having to put up with, oh, you actually want to respond to this? No, but I said I want to, don't go so fast. But what do you mean? Yeah, no, please, no. And like stalling for time and all that, no. I like Yu-Gi-Oh, but it has its issues. Obviously, Vanguard has its issues. And it's like as you said before, it was like, okay, so Vanguard will get interaction, and I would like that. For me, it will be like, I know it will be a step further in the game's skill, like in skill, because interaction always involves some skill, but it will also be a step backwards in this thing of like unique kind of, because depends on how you get the interaction. That's why when I said how V could improve further, it will be like I said more going second mechanics, because I think that's an original way of not. I also think interaction is a good idea, but as I said, it will take out that kind of originality we have of no interaction. But it obviously can be abused, like the loops we were talking about like before with the stand triggers that there were in G and now in Premium.
Yeah, I like the from the Cray Elementals, and I think that Bushiro tried to do that, because you know that some Cray Elementals are like specifically designed to punish some kind of game.
Infinite loop.
However,
like
they need to.
Hanali, right? That's the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. They need to exist, and they need to exist in the correct grade at the right moment. And it's like, oh no, I mean,
if they made it as orders that you could get, that would be nice.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Like something that you can build up to your hand, and like on your opponent's turn, just be like, all right, I'm gonna discard this. If you want to attack, you got to do this.
Yeah, exactly.
It will feel so free your turn when you're playing Cardfight Vanguard. You feel free. You feel like, as Nuno said, I can sit down here, and if my deck allows me to draw 30 cards and then loop them inside the deck again, and then draw again. I mean, you can, because what is your opponent going to do?
Exactly.
Nothing, right?
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Quite a funny thing, when I started playing DBS some months ago, I was actually there. In DBS, there's the combo phase, where if your opponent lets you enter that phase, you can do whatever you want, and your opponent can't answer. And that feel for me is like, okay, I'm free. I'll go hand out. And like that feel like, yeah, exactly. Like of like a Vanguard and then DBS, like having this thing together with this phase. It's just a phase, but like feeling so free in that phase, it's what made me love the game so much. Don't say like DBS is like my third or second favorite TCG after Vanguard right now, just because of that phase.
Yeah, like overall, just having the ability to like have full control of what you're doing and not worried about what your opponent's gonna do as a response is great. I don't mind like in battle phase that they have a response, because like, you know, that's the perfect time that they should, right? But like
that's what I like from Vishard's, actually. That the only interaction that there is like during battle phase, and there are some backups that you can do, and some of them have like specific attacks. It is nice, and I think Vishard is a very well done game to rest. I mean, every time I play Vishards, I have fun. There is no game of Vishard that I have had like that has been boring. You know?
Yeah, I get you.
It compensates. I like it so much.
So my next question to y'all is, do you play wow, I can't even say that correctly. Do you play clans that are in the meta at the moment, or do you try to be dedicated to a specific clan or clans when you go into tournaments? So like,
I'm a meta slave.
You're a meta slave?
I like to be a meta. I like to be a meta slave. However, I also like to. You look for something that
what you mean?
If I see I can do something different, I do it. I mean, if I see that the meta is really, there is like this black corner where you can be creative, I do it. However, I'm also realistic. I also try to see, okay, is the meta, is the best deck really best deck, or is it strong enough in order for me not to be able to win no matter what I do? So I'm that kind of player. If I can, if I can, I try to be original. If I can't, then I'm so sorry. I like winning, so I try using the best decks at the moment.
Okay, yeah, no worries. I have so many people that do that. I'm part of a team, and like, they're like, if I need to, I'll be like, hey, so my deck's not gonna make it, and the tournament's tomorrow. Can I just borrow the one you got from the case yesterday? It's like, yeah, sure. And then like, you know, it's just overall things like that. But Raimundo, what's your rule of thumb when going into tournaments?
So, like, I have this fear of mirror matches, because every single time I play a mirror match, I somehow like in Worlds, and you can ask Calvin about this. He got third place with Silverthorn. I believe it was third or fourth. I was like, we were both playing Silverthorns, and if I see him in Swiss, it was my only loss. I went first. I believe it was the only Swiss round I went first. That and one more, I believe. And I was like, okay, I went first, so I start doing my stuff first. It should be fine. And for the whole game, the most consistent deck, arguably, of standard in the whole time Silverthorn, I didn't see my Lugia or my Lillian to put Lugia in Soul. There was like, what the fuck? So it was for 2 turns on Lugia, and I was just like that. Yeah, go ahead, bro. I have my Dorian. It's fine, bro. Go ahead. Dorian, go fetch Dorian. Pretty cool. So every time there's a meta. Like, for example, in this meta, Gurguit, everyone will play it, okay? Let's imagine we have a regional lower worlds. Everyone will play Gurguit. It will be like the Murakumo of this era. Like, in my worlds, it was Murakumo. Everyone will be playing Murakumo, so I don't want to take Murakumo. Then I had, like, Anger Blader, Tashikaze, and Silverthorn. And I was like, I don't like not seeing my 4-off grade 3 and losing, so I'll go with Silverthorn. That was, like, my mindset. And I was actually thinking between Silverthorn or Agravane, because they were both. Agravane to me was really a sleeper deck because it was really aggressive at the time, and it could really push against Silverthorn, for example. But after a couple tests, I was like, nah, this deck is like, it's strong. If I know the meta will be all Silverthorn, but if not, then maybe it's better not taking. And I ended up taking Silverthorn, and now. Like giving just my opinion for this meta. Let's imagine, okay, Gurguit, everyone's playing it. I'm not gonna play it because there's tons of mirror match probability, and I don't like mirror match. So what I will take will be probably Narukami or obviously Narukami, because Narukami is my main and finally is competitive. Like I basically like, yeah, thanks God, because I could show my World's Trophy, but like it's in the other room. But my World's Trophy is with Vanquisher on it, a Japanese Vanquisher. Like I took out the World's promos and put Vanquisher there because Vanquisher is just, yeah, it's my favorite unit ever. And after it gets good, I play a top challenge, and then Corona happens, and I'm like,
yeah,
really?
Actually, I think your World's Trophy cards were Isabel and
that's right, yeah. And
yeah.
I took them out, and I got a thing for the only one card, to put only one card, and there's Vanquisher in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a photo with it. If you want, I'll show it later. Anyway, the point is, like, I try to not play the best deck because I know everyone will play it. I'll just play the second, third best deck I like between that range.
Oh man, that's awesome.
And what I love about Standard is that, well, right now Standard gives you that option. You know, for example, I'm sticking Whale Paladins because I mean, I like them. I like them. I can tell. I can definitely tell that they like me.
They talk to you?
Right?
Your Psyqualia, did it activate? Did it talk to you?
Yeah, definitely.
They like me.
That's sad. Yeah, no, come on. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. That's been my catchphrase for like the last 2 months.
And I like it because I feel that even though, for example, my Estelar Blaster is not the best deck, it's a very good deck. It can win, and I feel comfortable with it because I think that right now the deck, for months, for almost years. The deck did not fit my playstyle, and that was kind of depressing because I grew to like Blaster so much, and then I saw the Majestilar Blaster deck and was like, okay, I like it. I will play it. I love it. And funny things happen, you know. I mean, I think that you might have like interesting stories with some of your cards from your main clans that you like. But for example, this card. We went on a trip to another state here in Mexico, and we went to a store just to see how it was, just to record a video. And I went to the bathroom, and then a guy was like, "Hey, look at what we found! They found this thing in a promo, in a box of old promos."
Oh, that's crazy.
Nobody knew it was there, and just days before, I told the guy, I will make the deck only. I will max out. I will foil the deck only if I find this card, because I could not find it, and it was like trying to challenge myself. You know, like come on, I'm not gonna make it, so I'm not gonna build the deck because I'm not gonna find it. So only if I find this card, I will build the deck.
Yeah,
I found it.
I knew finding Exculpate was tough around a certain time because like people were buying it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I found. I mean, I had it. I mean, I had my sculpits, but you know, like the VRs. And I told my friend, only if I find the sculpit, only if I find that card, I will like foil the deck and do it. So she was like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. So I thought I'm not gonna find it. I will play whatever other thing I want. But as I told you, I think that Royal Paladins like me. So they said like, okay, boss, you need an SVR Sculpted Blaster? I will give you an SVR Sculpted Blaster. So that was nice.
That's funny. I actually have a similar story. So like when I went on TCG Player, I ordered like my 4 triple rares for Vanquisher on like 4 different groups. And later my friend traded with me and I ended up getting 3 of them, right? But one of the 4 that sent their packages to me sent me the SVR of it. And I was like, oh wow, that's awesome. Right? So like I just had like 1 SVR like there. I was like they like I felt bad. I wanted to message me like, hey guys, you guys kind of send me like the higher rarity one, but like I was like, nah, I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah. I mean,
for me, I was going for the 4 SVR ones, the Vanquisher. When I was like, okay, I'm getting 4 SVR, and then when the person I bought them for gave me 3 SVR and 1 XVR, and I was like, why is there a 1 XVR in here? Because I didn't really like the phrase like let's get excited. I was like, why is it not something related to Vanquisher
exactly
flavor or something?
Like, and let's get excited. Like, what? You're a Vanquisher. What do you got to be excited about? What turned you on there?
I think it's more about the character than the card itself. But then I just like I look at it and it was like beautiful. And I was like, yeah, just keep it. You'll figure out eventually. And there's like my girlfriend and like 7 of my friends all came together to buy the card for me. And I was like, oh, okay. Like I figured that on the locals, and I was like, it was a gift. Like because they knew it was my favorite card, and I didn't have the money to buy the XVR, so it's like that was really touchy, and like I'll still play the deck like forever. And Full Bronto is just so hype now.
Yeah, Full Bronto. I was playtesting it on CFA, and like that's insane.
It's really hype, bro.
It fixes the one problem with Vanquisher, because like in Vanquisher, if you go first and like you ride to 3 and you're going against tier 2, like you only have like that small window of like playroom, and you can't do much, right? Because you want to do it the next turn.
Just ride Jaggy Shot, Kolshatura, beat 2, and then next turn you are going to ride Vanquisher and finish. But yeah. It was just a weak turn, and now you can push like every other deck can, so it's really good.
Yeah, it's great. So my next question is actually when you guys got invited and were heading there, were you both champions of your regionals, or did you guys pay for your trip?
Which worlds?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's go with 2019.
So
for
2019,
no.
I wasn't invited. I had to. I went to 2 regionals. Got third twice. So yeah, I definitely had. But I got 2 promos actually, because you get 1 promo in Worlds for each qualification. Mm-hmm. So I got 2 promos and I like sold them. So that basically paid me the trip, which wasn't too bad. But yeah, like getting both Worlds promos was like pretty good, because you don't have to rely on the chance of am I getting one or am I getting the other. I was like, I'm going to get both, so it was easier to move them.
And Jesus, you won your regionals, is that right?
I did. It's just that in Mexico it feels so much more difficult, because we only get 1 regional, which is actually a national, because everybody in Mexico wants the shot, right?
Exactly.
So I wish I had more shots, like at least another tournament during the season. Oh yeah, I won.
Yeah, like for the US, there's so many locations. Like I can go to like Georgia. Like I live in Florida, so like I go to Georgia. I can go to like New York or things like that. But like the trips are so expensive.
Yeah, like I also had to pay the trips to go to Cologne and London at the time, where I got third both times.
Would you guys say the trip going there, like, you know, heading to Japan, getting ready for like the tournament, was there like any like doubt that you guys were having? Were you guys thinking about what to expect? Like, what was your mindset preparing for that on the way there?
My mindset was finally. My mindset was I always grind a lot. I like practicing and checking, and my brain is always like looking for better options. I mean, I'm never comfortable, and I think that's one problem because it's like, okay, I finally have it, but I'm not. But what if it can be better? So in order for me to not to do that, I remember I built the deck I felt comfortable with, and then I put it inside the box, closed it, put it inside the inside my luggage, and did not take any other card with me. So I didn't have the chance to make any modifications, you know?
Oh, okay, I get that. Yeah, like
Okay, these are the only cards in the world right now for me. That's it. Because if I knew if I had taken like spares or maybe another deck or anything, I wouldn't have been able to sleep. Because it would have been like, oh, what if this is better, and what if this happens, and we're like, no. I mean, that was my preparation. Was like, this is the only this win with this. This is your only choice.
yeah, I get that. But hey, you must have gone in with like Royals and been like, yep, this is it. Just wrap it up. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
I practice a lot. I annoyed like a lot of friends and people who was like, fight me, and like to very late during the night. I was like, I might have one, but I don't feel comfortable. Fight me and 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 fight me. During my good old days as a player, I would play like I'm not lying, and I'm not even exaggerating. Like 100 games a day or more, because I just wanted to make sure that I felt comfortable with it, and like to have all the outs and be like, okay, I have been in this. I think the idea is like when you sit down and you face a deck and you be like, okay, I have been in this situation before, and I took this decision and it went wrong, or I took this decision and it went well, or you know, that's the way I improve, and that's the way I play, by grinding and by practicing a lot. You see yourself you start to have like deja vu's, like, okay, I have been in this exact case, and my mistake at that time was doing this. Okay, let's fix it. So I think that's how I prepare for any big tournament, to be honest.
Do you so you're talking about like practicing grinding and then thinking about things you've been before. In any of the battles you had during Worlds, or let's say also your regionals too, or nationals, up there, did you ever have to build an idea on the spot, like during a match? Something like you
Yeah.
didn't anticipate?
For example, during that season, I won, like, I think I'm there to say like every shop challenge I went to with my blaster deck. And then for nationals, I knew that there was there was a lot of attention on my deck, you know? Maybe because of myself, the deck was good or not, but I knew there was a lot of attention. So it was like, I need a deck that is good enough to outperform blasters, because my regional is gonna be full with blasters, because I was all over the place. Okay, then Daniel Jesus won another chip challenge with blaster, and Jesus won another chip challenge with blasters and blasters and blasters and blasters. They were so cheap, they were so accessible, so I knew. So I actually won my nationals with Blade Wings.
Oh, that's awesome. With Blade Ring Reggie?
Blade Wing Sullivan was the name, right?
Oh yeah. Haven't
Yeah,
heard that in forever.
With Blade Wings, and it was good. I mean, for a moment, it was like, I feel that if I wondered the moment the event started, I think that I should have taken blasters, and then I wonder what would have happened if I had taken blasters. And a friend of mine asked me, "Hey, can I use your list for the tournament?" I was like, "Yeah, go ahead." And and the final was against him. The
Damn.
final was against the guy who used my recipe, I mean, I felt like I had a lot of I felt a lot of mixed emotions, right? Because I was like, oh my god, if I lose this game, because I did not use blasters, and then for a moment was like, I know the deck, I know what it can do, what it can't, I know what it hurts to it, so it actually went quite. It was a nice game. Yeah, but I'm good to say I was happy to play against my list because I was used to playing with it.
Okay.
And that was a decision I took like days before the tournament. You know, that was the decision because I borrowed the Blade Wing deck from a friend. So I was thinking, what am I gonna take? What am I gonna take? And then it was like, oh, are you using your Blade Wings? Well, like, no. Can I borrow your cards so I can make a build for my own? Well, like, yeah, sure. And I won. I'm glad to say it was the right decision.
Man,
because it also helped me to keep my final blaster list secret from the world. You know?
Yeah.
Because still no one else runs Sargal. Until Worlds, I mean, I'm not gonna say I was the only one because I know that maybe in other places of the world, but at least in my environment, and no one else like knew the existence of the combo with Sargal and how good it was for the deck. So that helped me a lot because I did not want to show that. I knew I wanted to play blasters in Worlds. I knew it. I just knew it. That's why I played a lot during the shop challenges with blasters, just to get to know the deck, to improve it, and to see it. But I did not want to use it for my nationals because of those two reasons. The first one, because if I won, then people would be ready for it. Blaster was good during my worlds because everybody was like, okay, let's see what happens. Okay, stand up. Oh my god, blasters. That was that was one of the strong elements. I always had the element of surprise on my side because I did not know the deck. And that was the one. And the other one was that because I have been winning everything with blasters at the time, I knew there was gonna be a lot of blaster decks. Because you know what? If I had been on the other side, I would have done the same. Like, this guy is winning shop challenge after shop challenge after shop challenge against Gear Chronic, against like everything that was around at the moment. Why am I not gonna use blasters if they are so cheap? I would have done the same.
Exactly. So Raimundo, when you were coming in with to the event, you know, getting in the airplane, coming in, checking into the hotel, what was your thought process getting ready for Worlds? I know it was your third time, or your second time coming into Worlds, but like
second time in Worlds. No, I have to. So it's for the second time.
We can talk about both because I know for the second time you're like, all right, we're doing this again. We're running the same show, right?
No, not really. Like, because 2017 Worlds, like, first I would like to. So Herrera talked about how he got there and how was his regional. So I would really like to talk about how was my regional also, like the regional when I got there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, so for 2017 France, I was really confused because I was giving up on the game. Really, I was like, okay, no, I'm going to college. I'm not gonna have time to play this game anymore. Oh no, life will be difficult. Like, I'll have to work for it and stuff like that. And I was like, well, yeah, it's time to give up and stuff. But like, some friends of me were like, because I've been winning. Like, I have a lot of trophies of Vanguard, like, because I got 2017 Worlds Trophy and Regional Trophy, and now the Worlds Trophy for 2019, and the 2 coins, and like a lot of top challenges and stuff like that. But like, even before that, there were the nationals in Portugal, which were done by the Portuguese community, not something Bushiroad official or something. But like, we had trophies for the first place, and I have the 2014, 2015, and 2016 one. Because in 2017, because of regionals and shop challenges, we just were like, okay, we might as well stop doing this. We will just keep with the shop challenges and stuff like that. But so I had every trophy that has ever been attributed in Portugal to someone. So everyone was like, knew I would at least need to prove myself in international, because there was a 2015 regional in Spain, but I really didn't join. So I was like, okay, I need to go to 2017. I'll go to a regional, and that will be my retirement, let's say, of the game. I'll just play the regional and be done with it. And then I won. About the deck, I won, which was like Gear Chronicle ZTB. I borrowed Herrera told like he borrowed the deck from a friend. I borrowed the deck from a friend in the way to the airport. So I had no idea. I was like at the airport. Meanwhile going to the airport, I stopped at my friend's house and was like, I feel like I should play with your deck. Could you give it to me? And he goes like, yeah, sure, I guess. It's just for a weekend. And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll go. And then like in France already, I remember arriving to the hotel and be like, okay, yeah, just go. And like there were a lot, like when I say a lot of people playing in the I forgot how to say it. Like there was some tables and like at the coffee, let's say at the bar of the hotel, there was like some tables and people were playing. And so I just sat down and was like, I had my Dark Irregulars that. It wasn't Blade Wings. It was Scarhot, like GBT11 Scarhot, like with Blader Mouse and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was like, I had it. That was the deck I had. And I was like, okay, I'll play a game with this or two. And I went 1-1 against some guy with Luard. We'll get back to him in a minute. And I was like, okay, the deck did well, but I need something more. I really do need something more. And I played against that ZTB friend, like Jesus said, about 100 times. So I knew the deck from playing against it, not by playing with it. So I went to the regional with zero practice of me playing it, but a lot of practice of playing against it. So I went to the regional and like I went and I won the Swiss. It was like I was only X2 in Top Cut because I only lost the 2 last rounds. There were 8 rounds, so I went X6-2. And then in top 8, because like, so if I was the only X2, I was the 8th place. So I had to face the 1st place. And he was also playing ZTB. So it was like the mirror of ZTB was the easiest game of the tournament. Because as I said, I played against the deck 100 times. So I knew exactly how the deck would function. So I just 2-0'd it, like, even after G assisting, I remember a G assist and everyone was looking at like, oh, okay, he's done because now he lost some advantage. But like, no, not really. Like, I knew the matchup so well that it was quite smooth, the game. And then Jesus said before again in the finals against Eat Friends Recipe. In my top 4, I played against Vanquisher. And now you might be really what the hell, because Vanquisher was dog shit at the time. Like Vanquisher wasn't really good. Like it was after GB, it was after Sparking, but it wasn't really the most competitive deck. Let's say.
Yeah, that was kind of confusing. I mean, I would have expected something like Sweep Command being there.
Yeah, exactly. No, but it was Vanquisher. Like I think that was the first time that Vanquisher ever topped, and I'm not joking. I think the first and only or something. Because then I faced a deck, I was like, what is my main deck that I decided not to bring because it's not meta here? Why am I fighting this? So again, it was quite smooth because, well, it's a deck I really know well. It's a deck I love. Vanquisher, always loved it, although it wasn't good. I played a lot with it in casuals, so I knew the deck. And then my finals was against that guy in the hotel that I fought, like the Luard guy. And I was like, oh my god, oh no, what is? And then I lost game 1, and I had my girlfriend watching the game without knowing the game, and she was like, because she went with me to France, and she was like, whoa, you lost game 1, so oh no, panic starts, like, oh no, he's going to lose, but like, no, actually ended up pretty well, and I won 2-1 against that Luard, but as you can see, it was a pretty hype top 8, and I got the free trip to Worlds in that year in 2017, but when I went, was like on the plane, it was just like, okay, I'll take the best deck. I didn't even care about that mirror match stuff I usually care about. I was like, no, I'll just take Overlord, borrowed it from a friend, it's the best deck. I really didn't care much for Worlds that year, although I got 3rd. I was like, I'm going to Japan, well, none. So that feeling of let's do it again in 2019, I don't relate to it. I was like, no, let's do this. Like, it's the first time I'm actually going to let's do this. Let's go. So I relate more in 2019 to Jesus' experience of placing the deck in the back, flying there, and like, yeah, let's get ready, let's get smashing, let's get winning. Like, let's start winning the games. And yeah, it was like just a moment. I have to turn off something.
No, no worries.
And it was really, really a different experience from 2017, because in 2017 it was more like I thought I was going to give up on the game. I was like, okay, yeah, this is my last experience. Okay, I'm going to have fun and stuff like that. And whoa, I got to Japan. Whoa, so cool. But then things just rolled on, and I did really give up on the game. I didn't play for most of 2018. I'll say I didn't play at all, mostly. But in 2019, after VBT09 started getting revealed, and like Lucaire, that just got me back, because the cards were just so good. I just loved how the cards play out, like Silverthorn, Yuga, and stuff like that. So yeah, like really, really, really good time, and I relate a lot to Jesus' experience on the 2019 Worlds, but not so much in the 2017 one.
Yeah, I totally. From your stories, they almost sounded exactly the same. Like the person you fought ends up being the person you fight in the finals. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing you guys like borrowing decks from friends. It doesn't happen to me. If I don't have it, I can't play it. Lucky guys.
Didn't you just say like you'll tell a friend or something like, oh, just give me a deck from your case like in the night before a regional or something if you're not comfortable?
That's my team member, and he funds me kinda. So it's the only way I can get it from.
It's not borrowing, but okay, I see.
It's not borrowing. I'm kind of owning it at that moment, and then I make half my money back after I don't need it anymore.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. But yeah, I actually was thinking of like another question you guys were talking, because you guys give a lot of analytics when you explain everything. Is there any advice you would give people trying to get competitive or trying to win a regionals or things like that? Like, would there be any advice that you want to give them at this very moment?
I think that, I mean, I this might sound weird from the kind of guy I might seem to be, like kind of, like cocky and stuff. But I think that you need to get humble to get good.
Interesting.
And then practice a lot. I mean, I am like this because I am this kind of guy because in card games, because I know that I practice a lot. I know the nights, the hours, the effort, the games, the amount of everything I do, and that's why I have confidence in myself. But I get to see a lot of new players, and I get to see like yeah, they are just like, oh, I'm good with my deck, I know what it does, and that's it. Okay, nice. And then practice a little bit more. If you feel your build is perfect, if you feel that everything you have is perfect just because you have the best at everything, then you're doing something wrong. So I think that would be the first one. Like practice, ask for advice, like look for information, ask your friends, ask people from other TCGs. I have done that. I've gone to friends that I know they're very good at what they do. Be like, okay, I know you don't play the game, but look at my deck. Look at the deck building. And I have seen this as very healthy, because maybe you don't know, or maybe they kind of helped you deck wise, or like game style wise. However, deck building wise, it's another beast. Like, oh, I see that you're playing a lot of these grades, a lot of these grades, a lot of these grades, but you suffer that much for drawing. What is your engine in your deck? And it's like, okay, yeah, this helped me a lot back in the day when I was like starting Vanguard and Bodyfight, and I got to see that. So I think that would be the first and most important advice. Get humble before you get cocky. You will be much better.
Yeah, I think that's. I would say that was the opposite for me. I was cocky, then got humbled. I was like a high school kid going into like tournaments and all that, being like, "Yeah, I got the best deck. Let's go." Oh man, I was horrible.
A lot of people see what we have done. Well, this is my case. I mean, I know I might think that I hope that this is the same for Raimundo, because of what he says is very similar to what I'm talking about. A lot of people look at the wins, but they have not seen at how many lost we have like recovered from. Like, you don't know how frustrated I became, like with the years, like I always stopped. I always stopped. Like maybe once or twice I didn't, but was frustrating. Like, oh, come on. And the moments that when I lost because of misplays that I did, and the moments like, and I also have to learn to accept. Like sometimes I lose, and it's like, okay, what happened? Like, you know what? He was just better than me at the moment.
Exactly.
He was just better. Best, and he was just better. That happens. What's the next step? Get better.
Improve.
But yeah, you know, I mean, the moment that a lot of people just see that, like, oh, come on, he wins a lot, he doesn't. Yeah, but they don't see like all the things that are behind that. And what she's behind all of that is grinding and grinding and grinding and practicing and asking for help and asking for advice and sleepless night and this process. I think that I see like all of this is a process, and a process is a process, and I love the process, and I love the process because I know the results.
Oh man. But what is for you, Raimundo? What would you say is your take for like what would you tell players trying to get competitive and all that?
So I am actually the person who runs the most of the game in my country because I'm sponsored by Ventura Games, which is a store that runs the cards through our country and also internationally. So what it means is like I have to deal with a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean really a lot of new players. So I know in firsthand what the main things they think and what happens. So my first big advice is, this is hard. This is the hardest, but it's the most important. Don't tilt. Don't rage. Try to keep your poster always, even when the game goes wrong. And we all know the game can really go wrong. Like, you have to keep your composure. You have to think how to get better. And another advice I want to say is, and this is going to feel like controversial because I won Worlds, but winning isn't really everything. If you win doing misplays and your opponent loses and he played better than you, he's actually winning, because in the long range, after 10 tournaments, you'll probably win once and you'll probably win like 3-4 times because he did less misplays than you. He was already not doing misplays when you beat him, and then he learned from that loss. So you won on the short term, but in the long term, he was the one that won. So you really have to, because you have to think, the person that loses always gets more experience than the one that wins. And you have to try to get that same experience from the winner's side. You have to think, how could I have done this in a different way so I wouldn't depend on this trigger or in this card to save me the game? Could I have won without it? How would I do it? Like, I think many people after winning, they're just, I won. Yeah, good. Yeah, it's okay. Now I'm fine. And then they lose like 10 times in a row and it's like, but I was good 3 weeks ago. No. You were never good, but you won. That's the difference. That is a big difference between winning and actually being good. So you have to try to always get practice. Like Jesus said, a lot of that, like practice. Even after you win, did you win because you were good, or did you win because other factors? You always have to look into that. It's not just like winning and getting the prize and it's done. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
So, and then there's the tilting part, because many new players go into a game and like, oh no, he checked the damage trigger into my awful attack pattern. Like they attack like 27 first and then 17 after, and rage because there was a damage trigger, and they're like, now their 17s don't hit, for example. Like, this is an example. Like, you have to, this is just an example. So yeah, if you didn't get the defensive, your attacks will all go through and you'll probably win, but you could have played that better so more attacks will go through, right? So yeah. Like that's a problem with new Vanguard players and a lot of Vanguard players, I believe, in general. Like, they tend to, okay, I won, it's done. I don't know I don't need to get better, obviously. I don't have anything to learn from this game. But many times, talking from personal experience and from 6 years of playing this game competitively, I have to say, you most times learn more from the games you win than from the games you lose sometimes. Because sometimes you can lose and there was nothing that could be done. Like, Your opponent got a really good grade 3 turn when you were on grade 2. Some crits float up, and yeah, well, you're dead. But sometimes after you win, you have to think a lot to get more experience from that game. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, I think that's a solid answer. You guys both gave pretty like solid responses. You know, being humble. Don't take a loss harshly. Take it as like a forward thing and like learning and things like that. Like every loss is one step closer to a victory, right?
Yeah, and also don't get too cocky because you won a game. Always try to keep that. Always try to improve.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, if you're playing like a seven round Swiss tournament, all because you won, just think you lost, all right? You have to keep playing like you lost.
Exactly. Actually, exactly.
Yeah, you go 3 rounds in, think you're winning and being like cocky, and then the 4th round you win, you lose. You're like up. Here's where we go down from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, overall, I think we had like a pretty interesting talk with each other. I actually am gonna like close it out with, like 2 more things. So if you can choose to describe yourself in Vanguard, what would it? Sorry, I'm hearing some like background noise.
Yeah, I think that's me. That's why I put this headphones. Come on.
All right. It's getting better. Sorry about that. But if you can choose one word to describe yourself in Vanguard, what would it be?
One word. I'm a beast.
A beast?
A beast.
A beast.
Yeah.
Raimundo?
One word is too high, but a beast could work. A beast could work, but this is not quite what I want. But I don't want. But beast is also a clever word because it doesn't sound too cocky. So to say it. So I guess I'll go with the same. Yeah, I'll go with the beast. I'll go with the beast. Because I believe we both mean to show the same thing, but it's a good word to show it. Yeah, it's a good word to describe it, I believe.
Well, when you guys say you guys play 100 matches a day before a tournament, you know, that's pretty beastly, not gonna lie.
You gotta do that. You know, it's what is neat.
Exactly.
Yep.
Not.
Do you guys by chance have any like channels, blogs, or things like that where like you try to talk to other players and all that, like YouTube channels? Or anything?
I do have.
I do.
Okay, then to close ourselves off, I think it would be good if like, you know, we go Jesus, then Raimundo, and you guys can both like announce like things you guys have, right? And just say goodbye to the audience, things like that. You down to do that?
Okay, excellent.
All right.
So, the channel where I work with, it's an official visual channel for Latin American and Spanish content. However, even if you don't speak Spanish, you can see the deck list or the games, and I really recommend it. So the channel is Chop Chop Shop TV, Chop Chop Shop MX or Chop Chop Shop TV. You can find it like that on YouTube, and you can follow me on Facebook. You know, Daniel Herrera, it's over there. I mean, I might have friends in common with you. I have friends from all the Cardfight Vanguard community. Thank you very much for having me. It was such a pleasure. I love seeing you again, Nuno, and I'm really glad. I love that you win those worlds.
Thank you.
All right, Raimundo, your turn, my man.
Yeah. So as I said, I'm sponsored by Ventura Games. So I have Ventura Games channel, which is just search Ventura Games on YouTube and it should appear. We actually have videos in English. We do more like unboxings of sets, and we talk about the meta through the unboxings. And I think with that, people can learn like that, because in the recent metas that has also have been like this theory of, well, you play Luard or you don't play the game, and you know those stuff. But I believe for someone watching that videos, that can be insightful on like what to play apart from just the best deck. You know, just Luard. I will not argue that it's not the best deck, but there's always other options that you need to explore to try to beat it. Because like I said, for me, a tier 0 format is awful. Because I will have tons of mirror matches, and like I said, mirror matches are my nemesis. So no, please, no thank you. It was an honor to be invited to talk in here and to see Jesus again, like the man that won the world when I got third, like the man that did it, that got it, that beat Hank in the finals. So it was really fun, and I'm looking forward to do it again.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been an awesome time to talk to you guys. I hope you guys had a fun time talking again. I'm actually gonna mention something to the audience here, guys. I hope you're enjoying the Cardfight Con. We have more content coming in, and overall, I hope you all are enjoying. This was World Champions. Please leave your comments of how you like it. Maybe we can do this again. We get more of the World Champions on here. We do another panel next year, maybe, and let's see where it goes. Maybe we get like 5 of you guys all talking at once.
Will be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah. But overall, guys, hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you probably in the next panel. Peace.
Nice.
Peace.